Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think Vivek has found the NFL script when it comes to the Super Bowl. Guys, I'm just having some fun with this video, but there is a bigger picture to it, and all of this Taylor Swift mania, the influence she has on young college girls, and Biden getting desperate, and now it's coming out that Biden and their administration is trying to rely on Taylor Swift to win the 2024 election, possibly with an endorsement coming at some point. But what does Vivek have to say? This is in response to someone else. I wonder who is going to win the Super Bowl next month. And this was just a few days ago, by the way. And I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially, culturally propped up couple this fall. Just some wild speculation over here. Let's see how it ages over the next 8 months. So Vivek saying that Travis Kelce's going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to, maybe Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift. And then in the coming months, because that would make them America's couple. Everyone would love them. Travis Kelce wins the Super Bowl. He proposes right at the end of it, with all the confetti coming down onto the field. And that puts them really into the spotlight, and then Taylor Swift comes out, and we already know Travis Kelce, just the complete disaster and the mess with the Pfizer thing, telling everyone to get 40 shots. It's just a joke. It's so disingenuous. But yeah, this is a really interesting theory by Vivek, and obviously, look, this is a bigger point I want to talk about. I'm not saying the NFL is rigging games or anything like that. I actually get very annoyed when people say the games are rigged, just because it's such surface level stuff. But this is more political, with Taylor Swift possibly endorsing Biden, and that's seemingly what they're really relying on. You can see all of this stuff. Trump allies pledge holy war against Taylor Swift. I don't think that's what happened, although you wouldn't expect much else from the Rolling Stone. Swift faces backlash from Trump over a potential 2024 endorsement, why Trump's MAGA Republicans dislike Taylor Swift. So let's understand a few things. Number one, Taylor Swift and the type of people that she would influence, let's just be honest about it, it's high school girls, it's college girls. I would say the number one demographic who loves Taylor Swift, who is influenced by everything that Taylor Swift does, is college girls, or maybe girls that just got out of college. So what does that say about our education system when the administration that is currently in power, the Biden administration, is banking on Taylor Swift, a singer, to influence, quote unquote, educated people? Because remember what they always say, oh, if you get a college education, you're so smart. It's like you're a higher standard. Meanwhile, these are the same people that are asking for handouts. They're the ones that, I never really understood the student loans thing. Yes, you're going to have student loans so you can get a better job. That's the whole idea of it. And then you can pay for the student loans with the job that you got. But now they want their student loans paid for, and they want to keep their degree. They want to have their cake and eat it too. And they want us, many of us didn't go to college, to pay for it. Many of us doing better than people that went to college. But that's not important. Let me tell you the bigger picture here. It is the current incumbent administration relying on a pop star, a singer, to influence young people in terms of politics. And how much could Taylor Swift influence people? I think it's generally overrated. I don't know if you guys remember the LeBron endorsement when LeBron endorsed Hillary and spoke at one of her rallies in Ohio. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Trump won Ohio by 8 points. So I think people overrate it. But I can kind of understand what a lot of these Trump people are saying and why they're so nervous, because when you look at the demographic that Taylor Swift influences, it is not a high turnout demographic. Well, young people in general is not high turnout, but especially like young females aged, 18 to 29 or whatever you want to say it. Those are the ones that are obsessed with Swift. They're following all of her relationships. You can just imagine Travis Kelce winning the Super Bowl and then proposing during the confetti ceremony. They immediately become America's couple, and then Taylor Swift comes out. Because we already know Kelce, presumably, is very much a liberal with his Pfizer stuff. And Swift, you're going to have to forgive me, I really haven't paid attention to her political views, but apparently she turned ultra liberal in 2020. is what I was hearing. I don't know if she endorsed Biden in 2020, but I just don't think this is going to have a big effect one way or another. Again, I think people overrate the idea of these celebrities. And the other thing you have to understand, realistically, liberals should hate Taylor Swift because technically a lot of them hate all billionaires, and Taylor Swift is obviously terrible for the environment, the amount of times she's flying just herself. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm this, freak when it comes to climate change. I really don't care personally. But the issue is if she starts preaching about climate change, then it's ridiculous. And it's like, oh, Taylor Swift can go take 5 plane trips and can create a worse carbon footprint than 100 of us living our lives combined throughout the entirety of our lives. So, it's like when you preach climate change, when you try and be a liberal and you're a billionaire, it really doesn't work. I mean, look at Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is a cautionary tale. Mark Cuban twisted himself into a pretzel trying to defend DEI, and then it came out that his hiring practices were actually racist against white people. It is a sad situation. Video, writer responds to right-wing media's conspiracy theory about, I would presume it would say Taylor Swift, and there you can see Vivek and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and the MAGA meltdown. I don't think a meltdown is necessary, but yes, conservatives, I'm sure. But isn't it liberals that always like to say that they're really educated when it comes to politics, and they're relying on a pop star to swing the election? Oh, this is just, it's beautiful. Inside Biden's anti-Trump battle plan. Yeah, this was the big story from New York Times, and where Taylor Swift fits in. So it came out like 5 days ago that, yeah, Taylor Swift might endorse Biden. It's like this huge thing, and it's going to swing the election. I don't think that's true. I think you look back at like 2016 with LeBron endorsing Hillary, with the whole idea of a woman being president for the first time in history. Everyone thought Hillary was going to win just because of that, and it didn't happen. You have to understand, these pop stars are not as worshipped as a lot of people think they are. Certainly, obviously, she's a billionaire. We get it. That's fine. And, all of her shows sell out. But in terms of actually voting, I don't think it's going to have a crazy impact to where it swings an entire election. But we will see if she does end up endorsing Biden. If I was the agent for Taylor Swift, I would say, do not talk about politics one single time. It is a lose-lose if you are in the public eye and you're not related to politics. When you talk about them, you're just going to end up alienating people. I mean, look at The Rock. The Rock can't even run for president because he wants to be loved by everyone. And he knows he's probably going to be a liberal. He's probably going to be on the left. He's going to alienate a lot of people. He doesn't want that. He's already said, The Rock came out and said he was approached by both the right and the left. I think during that Joe Rogan episode he did with him, talking about possibly running. Maybe The Rock does run in 2028 as an independent. That would be my prediction, depending on how well RFK does here in 2024. They're trying to test the waters with the idea of an independent candidate in the United States. And of course, a lot of it depends on the political climate, who comes in 2024. Is it Trump? Is it Biden? Right now, I would say there is a better chance it would be Trump. That's not to say it's going to be him, but right now, Trump is looking very solid in the polls. I did see a Quinnipiac poll, good old Quinnipiac, just absurdly liberal pollster, come out and say, oh, Biden is winning by 6 points in the popular vote, which is a complete outlier poll. Quinnipiac has really got to change how they do polling. It's sad. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.